think I just watched him lay down. Oh my gosh. Oh, I hope so. Oh, I hope he's dead. Oh, that'd be the coolest thing ever. Hiking in now to check the trail cameras for the first time this year. Jason set them up, so I'm hoping I'll be able to find him. I just got done with the steepest and hardest part of the hike, so now it's pretty smooth sailing, but I still have probably another mile before I'm back where I want to scout from. I finally got here. Just decided to set up in glass a little sooner than I wanted to, but I glassed on my first set of deer. Looks like $3 and a doe. One of them looks like it's a pretty good buck. So that's good news. There's 2 of the bucks right there. That's a pretty nice bull. I've never seen a bull elk in this area before. I've seen 1 cow, and a few years ago, I guess down in the very bottom, I did get a couple of elk on the trail camera, but this is the first time I've ever glassed one up right here in this area. Well, that went pretty well. Saw 5 deer, 4 of them were bucks. 2 of them were for sure 4 points. One was, I think, a 3x4 and a little 2-point and a doe. So that was pretty good. And then that bull elk was cool to watch. So pretty good considering the late start I got. So now I guess I'll store the 2 gallons of water that I hauled up here and then hike down into there and check the cameras. And right there is our water stash. I figure that 2 gallons will help us not have to make the 2-mile round trip to get water from the spring. According to Jason's photos, the camera should be right inside these trees. And I think I see it. Good job, Jason. Let's go see if it has anything. Here's the camera. Good news is it's still here. .342 pictures. All right, let's check it out. So here's a few of the photos. Whoa. Check out that guy. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty good one too. Now let's see if this one has any good, good pictures. 356. Pretty close to the same. So just going through some of them really quick. Looks like we got a few pictures of bucks. These are just a few that I imported. More does and fawns on this one. There's some decent bucks that I've walked by it too. It got a lot of pictures of just this right here. I think I'm gonna have to turn the angle of it a little bit. So we'll see. Alright, just reset up this trail camera. Looks like there's a pretty good trail right here. It comes out into this open area, and I think trails kind of all converge at this spot. So that should be the angle that it gets, and I'm just a 150 yards down the hill from where it was before. And usually we see the bucks up the hill that way. So hopefully this will be a good spot. Well, I'm just about back to the truck. I'd say overall it was a pretty successful trip. Got the cameras placed, saw lots of animals on them. Saw some when I was sitting glassing, so hopefully they're there opening morning. All right, there's Jason. We're hiking in.
For the first night of the archery hunt 2017. Little boy and I are
Tired?
tired. Nate's probably tireder than I am. I think my pack's about 10 pounds lighter than his.
Well, I look like I just ran a marathon, and you look like you just floated up here.
But we're excited and looking forward to this year. We've seen some big deer, one over 30 inches, so Nate's hoping to stick an arrow in that one, and I'm hoping to at least get a spike.
We got a little bit more of a late start than we wanted. I got stuck in some traffic from all those dang people wanting to go see the eclipse. So we probably won't be able to glass it all tonight, but we know where the deer are, and we'll be there in the morning.
First thing, let's do it.
Until tomorrow.
Until another day. A journal entry passed. We'll see you first thing in the morning.
Well, got our hammock set up. Just getting everything ready for tomorrow morning.
Hands on, man.
Good night, coyote. About 6:30. Right now we're just watching these 3 bull elk that are, how far away is that? 2.5 miles away. It's as zoomed in as we could get. Haven't seen any other deer other than a buck right at first light that was up above us, skylined. Update on what happened this morning.
Why do you have to make it like this funny thing? I could have done it 10 seconds ago. Ready?
It was a good morning.
Today we started off with a slow morning. There were not very many owls moving around early on. We decided that we were going to set up. See too many.
Well, we saw a lot of animals.
We saw a lot of animals. We started out with not very much right off the bat. We were a little nervous about it, but we started seeing a lot of like bull elk and a couple herds, so that was cool. And then the mule deer started just popping up here and there. We've seen about 11 or 12 different bucks.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of them are pretty good ones, so we decided that we were going to sleep on it. We kind of lost track of where the ones we wanted to go in were.
Yeah, they all.
And so
we were hoping to watch some of them go in bed, but
they kind of disappeared in the trees. So
yeah, didn't
we
see
decided we were going to do what we wanted them to do and just bed down for a minute. I fell asleep. I'll admit I fell asleep.
I did too.
But after you sleep in a hammock for a night, you deserve a nap. Okay, especially at 9 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, we're gonna go get some water, hike through the pines, and try to be very, very quiet. After searching the Rocky Mountains for nearly 2 days, we finally found water underneath these rocks. We feel like it'll be a great need that we have had for the last several days. We know that we've been blessed. May the hunt continue.
With this much needed hydration and energy. Just came and checked the trail camera again. And found this big boy on here 3 days ago. And he was on 2 days before that again. He's our big 30-incher. So we know he's still somewhere close in the area. So now we're just gonna go walk through these trees real slow. Hope that we can find him. We just noticed that 30-inch buck was on the camera this morning. at about 6:30. So now Jason and I are just slowly walking through. And we're gonna get out of this grove of trees so that hopefully we don't spook him. We might try to come sit here in the morning. So for lunch today, we decided to try to pack the quietest, most odorless food we could find.
So I brought tuna and crackers.
And I have a nice, quiet Lunchable. Just sitting here having lunch before we head off to go shoot that deer.
Undetected.
And you want the wind going directly to the deer, right?
Yeah.
Especially after having tuna.
And then swirl around them.
I just had a buck run within about 20 yards of me. It had been spooked by someone else and started to kind of run up the hill in front of me. So I saw it moving and I drew back, and when I drew back, it stopped for just a split second. But just a split second, and then turned around and took off again. I wasn't able to take a shot at it. Oh, it was a good buck. It was at least one of the big threes that we've seen. May have had 4 on one side. I didn't have enough time to look. Oh, almost worked out though. I'm just about to meet up with Jason again. There's Jason.
About 4:15. Finally decided it's warm enough that I could take off my jacket. Nathan isn't. Is a little warm himself.
I have one shirt on.
I have 3.
Jason working hard in the kitchen.
Shut up. You're welcome. They just made us this lovely little kitchen area so that we can have a flat place
Look how steep it is where we are.
to lay down the water, and it's a little tricky, but you just go put your feet up and I'll just take care of each other.
Sounds good. Here's our camp in the daylight. Our camp in the daylight.
That's right. It's
Jason's hammock. What kind is it? Gran Turismo or something?
Grand Trunk.
Grand Trunk. I have my Madeira hammock. First time we've done the hammocks for a hunt.
Last time we've done hammocks for the hunt.
It's been pretty good. We would never be able to camp in a place like this, that's for sure.
That's true.
Closing the book on another day. A good hunt.
We didn't see much at all tonight.
No, we didn't see anything tonight, except one of the bull elk that we saw this morning, but that was still a couple miles away.
Nate, you realize we're hunting deer, right?
I do. No, we didn't see any deer tonight. We just
Not-
got some more water.
Not even does or fawns or nothing.
Mm-mm.
That's bad. But you know what that means? Tomorrow.
See him tomorrow. I'm just about to tell Jason about my morning experience. We were sitting here glassing. We saw a few bucks down over in the bottom. Well, over on the side, and they were feeding down to the bottom. So I was gonna skirt around the hill so I could watch them down in the bottom. We figured they were just gonna get water and then feed back up. But they got to the bottom and just kept feeding away. So I watched them as they were like kind of feeding down that way to where I couldn't see them anymore. So then I just sat up a little above the trail with my spotting scope and was just looking. I didn't see anything except 6 does clear over in that opening above where the elk were. And then I think I hear something. So, I stop to try to get a better listen. And I couldn't decide, like, did I hear something or didn't I? So I'm just sitting there. All of a sudden I look up over my shoulder and I just see antlers like 30 yards away. Big old 4-point. And he saw me like turn or smelled me or something, and so he took off and ran and went down. And then I saw him cut across an opening, and that's when I got a good look at him, and he was a big 4-point.
How wide?
He wasn't very wide, probably just about as wide as his ears. But then he just ran down to where those other ones were. So I mean, I don't know if he was coming down off the top or what, but he was coming right to where I was, and So I'm walking through, and I see a grouse. I saw it before it got up and gave me a heart attack. And it's walking through, so I was like, nope, not today, grouse. And then it flew off. I was just like, I gotta tell Jason that I saw a grouse first take a step. Scared of another one. I was scared. It gave me a heart attack. Oh.
That's what you get. You know those YouTube videos celebrating too early things?
Yeah.
Definitely did that.
I was like, this is a sign of good luck. I saw the grouse first. Clear up there in those trees to make the little V. That's our camp. So we decided to find the easiest, quietest route up to it. Well, it's about 3 o'clock. We've decided to break down camp, pack up, and try.
Did you say pack up or
I said pack up. And try a different spot for the evening. We hiked around all over in that basin today. No luck, didn't see anything out there this morning. After talking with a bunch of other hunters and stuff, we've decided we're going to try somewhere else. Hopefully increase our odds.
So Nathan just spotted these deer up on a side hill. 4 bucks. The bottom one's a little 3-point. The next one's a nice decent 3-point. And the other 2 are 2 points. That one being nicer than the other. Nathan's currently going in, making a stop. He's planning on coming over that ridge, up and around, and down on them, depending on where they go. There's Nathan. There's deer right below him.
Well, I just missed a buck. We saw a group of 4 bucks feeding along this hillside. So we figured I was going to try to sneak up around the ridge towards where they were feeding. And so I did, and they were feeding right to me. But it was just, I couldn't see them from where I was at. Finally, one of them came around the ridge right to me, but all I could see was his face. He looked up and saw me, so I drew back and tried to stand up so I could get a shot at him, and he turned and ran. So I hurried and took a few steps over towards where the other bucks were. They had kind of turned and started to run, but I got a shot at one of them that was quartering away about 45 or 50 yards. And it just went right over his back. So close.
There's Nathan hiking out after a very disappointing miss. though he had perfect instructions on the radio what to do, he missed. Sorry, Nate. Better luck next year. That's that.
Back at camp.
We saw the eclipse.
We think we saw the eclipse.
I
Hard to
was
say.
staring right at it the whole time. And trust me, Nathan, when I say it didn't affect my eyesight at all. Whatever you think, it didn't affect me.
Saw a couple of nice bucks on private property. That was fun.
Yep. That's all we did is just saw them.
Explored some areas that we hadn't seen before, and think we experienced the eclipse. That's basically our day.
Yep.
Here's the bucks Jason's going after. Morning of our last day. Nathan made an awesome spot.
There's no doubt about that.
We got a good 4x4, a 3x3, 2x3, and a doe. Jason's gonna go see if he can stick him. There it is. We know that look all too well. The look of defeat.
That's a jaunt.
All right, tell us the story.
So there I was.
Story of a sad man.
Yeah. All alone. Was I scared? Of course I was scared.
I could hardly hear anything you said in the radio.
Oh.
Heard something about seeing the other 4 bucks.
Well, you can see this grove of aspens right here.
Yep.
I hiked the bottom up through there, up into that little saddle. Once I crossed over the saddle, I saw 3 bucks, all feeding in that bottom. But they were on a trail and they were moving away from me to go in another further saddle. They were the 3 bucks, well, 3 of the bucks that Nate went after the other morning. So then I had to wait for him to leave.
Right.
Because I couldn't sneak up on them because they were going away from me, and I thought one spotted me at one point. So I just thought I'd sit for a minute, so I sat down. They went up into the trees, just kind of fed away and over the saddle. And then I started going up the finger of that ridge, the backside of it. I did spot those bucks again. They were looking at me, but so I just basically crawled over that ridge line, and you can barely see a tuft of aspens up on top of that ridge line.
Yeah.
In there I took off my shoes, and you can see next to it there's like a big, it looks like it's on the other hill, but it's on this hill. There's like a green bush.
Uh-huh.
I was just beyond that, and that buck was probably 35, 40 yards in front of me.
A little 2-point.
The little 2-point.
Did you see him first?
I saw him first, and all I could see was his horns eating along, and so I sat down, well, kneeled down, and just sat there and waited to see if I could see the 4 points, horns moving around, to see if I could, spot him. I guess I got greedy a little bit.
Yeah, you did.
But I never saw like the body of that deer at all,
Yeah.
And I didn't want to like take a shot through the sagebrush, so I just sat there. And he took a step forward, and then I could see like his ear and his like side of his face eating along. And all of a sudden he just whipped over, looked at me like he smelt me. After he ran off, I dusted myself. The wind was just barely going downhill. And he cracked out of there. But had I ever seen like the ridge of his back or anything, I probably would have, because then I would have known how he was oriented, because he could have been looking like this and been away from me, and I'd have missed.
Yeah.
I didn't want to take a bad shot, so if I could have seen a little bit of body, I'd have taken a shot.
I know how you feel.
It's probably the same situation as you yesterday.
Yep.
You saw the horns, but you couldn't do anything about it.
Yep.
It's still cool to get that close. I was way close.
Yeah, dude. And you saw some other bucks too.
Yeah.
So it's about 1:45 in the afternoon. I'm just driving this road that just has a little tiny stretch of maybe a mile or two of private property on both sides of the road before you get back into the Forest Service land. And 2 bucks walk right across the road in front of me and then just sit there and graze. One of them was a good little 3-point and another little 2-point. And they just stood there 20-25 yards and I couldn't do anything about it. So that was fun. Well, it's the evening of day 4. Did a lot of driving around today, looking for new areas to try, and just hiking up this little draw close to where we've seen some of the bucks in the past, to just sit in glass and see if I can see any of the bucks come out to feed tonight. This is what it looks like. So we'll see. Hopefully I can see some of the bucks again. We know there's at least 8 different bucks somewhere here in the area. So here we go. I think I just killed a buck. I was walking through some really thick stuff. It was too thick, so I came out into the opening and I was walking out where I made the stock yesterday morning. And I saw a doe walk out in front of me. So I got ready and started walking down. The doe ran off and a little buck came out in front. So I took a shot and I don't know if I hit it. I thought I hit right in front of it. But then I was just watching him and he went over and started acting like he was hit. And I think I just watched him lay down. Oh my gosh. Oh, I hope so. Oh, I hope he's dead. Oh, that'd be the coolest thing ever. He's a little 3-point in the velvet. I'm too shaky to look through my scope to see if he's really dead. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I gotta look and see if he's dead. I don't have anything, so this is really shaky. But he's laying down right there, and I think he's dead. That is him. He's gotta be dead. Here's my arrow. I hit him. Oh my gosh, look at that. Went clean through him. I just saw the dust from the arrow hit the ground, so I thought I missed. But it went clear through him and stuck right in the ground. These 30-year-old broadheads from my dad. Went clear through him. I'm gonna go find my buck. Holy crap. He's right over there at the edge of that. My truck's clear down there. This is exactly where I made a stock yesterday. I don't even have to follow a blood trail. I can see him dead right there. Oh, that is so lucky. But I watched him run. And he was sitting there looking like he was hurt, and I thought I saw blood on his shoulder and coming out of his mouth. But I didn't think I hit him, and then he just started acting sick and he just stopped there. And then I saw him pile over. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. We're getting closer. Oh my gosh. Look at this buck. Look at this buck. Oh my gosh. Oh, I've never killed a buck by myself before, and I didn't think it was gonna happen. I was going through stuff that was so thick, I just had to come and walk outside. Oh my gosh. Look at this beautiful 3-point. Look at that. Look at this beautiful buck. No way. No way. Holy cow. This is the coolest thing ever. So cool. I just can't believe it. There's the bow I used. Open sights with my fingers. This is the coolest thing in the world. Holy crap. Well, might run out of memory soon, but I had to get a quick kind of selfie side on the tripod while I went and got all the other stuff ready. 2017 Tar Tree Mule Deer. Again, and hopefully I can get it done before dark. Just haven't done this. Right there is where I tried to make a stock the other day. Just about right there. I was walking down that ridge. The deer came out right there. I took the shot, hit him, he ran over, and died right there at the bottom of that grove. Took him all the way to the bottom, across up the hill, and got him to the truck. Oh. Now I have to figure out how to get him in.